Good morning, everyone. I have a few reads for you today. I have a message of the day from the Lenormand Reverie, as well as the Union and the Twin Flame reads. We're going to roll the die, but first let's take our 3 deep breaths. That deep breath and hold it a little bit, as much as you can handle, to get that oxygen to the tip of your toes and to your crown and your ears and your fingertips. Another deep breath. One more. Lots of love and blessings out to everybody. Okay, so first the message of the day, but I want to show you the pictures, and we'll roll the die first too. Okay, so here is the Union read, and look how beautiful it is. Look at the beautiful colors. So this is the Syrian Starseed deck. This is actually the, not the Union read, but I don't know, I took that first. Okay, here's the Union read. I'll show you that one again. So the Union read is the 4D, 5D, 6D, incoming divine feminine, outgoing divine masculine, feminine on the left, masculine on the right, the bridge between them, how beautiful, the underlying energies and the closing energies over here for the Syrian Starseed deck. This is the Twin Flame read, which is the one in front of you now, the 7-deck read. Again, the Syrian Starseed deck. This is the complete 7-deck read, as you see in front of you. And here is the... one second, I forgot to reverse it because it's sitting the wrong way. Okay, and here's the Lenormand Reverie read, which will be the message of the day, which I'm going to do first. Okay, important message there. And let's go ahead and roll the die, see what comes up for the twins today. Twin flames, yay! It was just 1221, so now it's 1222, which is Libra, the Fool's Journey. 21 to 22 is the world of completion, going into the new cycle of the Fool's Journey. We have the North Node in Leo here. I don't know why I said Leo. Well, I mean, this looks like Leo. Maybe that's why it came up, but it came up, so there's no mistakes. This is the North Node, which is actually in Gemini right now, with Libra, which is also balance and sharing. It's also Venus energy, and it's the 9th to 10th month. And then we have the 11 of Justice and Libra again. Okay, so we have a lot of air here with Gemini and Libra. And the North Node and Leo. So Leo and Libra may be at play here today, which is a good combination. They do complement each other. And again, we have Lionsgate coming up here. And then the 9 to 10 definitely come up in a message from this message I'm going to tell you now. So let's go ahead and I'm going to bring that up. By the way, everything I do with definitions comes from Wiktionary because it has definitions from around the world. So if you hear me talking about definitions coming into my channeled messages, the definitions are coming from Wiktionary. Okay, so the message of the day today, and by the way, it's 710, which is the 7 of the Chariot, the 10 of the Wheel of Fortune, a turn for the better, and the Chariot, which can be a bold move, to ascend, to travel, to move, to be in your power. It's just movement in general. And again, with the wheel. And then the day adds up to the Fool today, the 22, which is a 4. The Fool's Journey, starting out first in survival mode, right? And then the manifestation of dreams. But 22 is a power number. And power numbers in numerology means it takes twice as much from you, but you get twice as much in return. So we have the Wheel of Fortune and the Fool, the Fool's Journey, an open heart, taking a leap of faith, and knowing when to walk and knowing when to run. And again, I couldn't think of Hatari yesterday, so I wanted to tell you that. And by the way, Hatari Safari came up, which means dangerous journey. And this morning I had new roses blooming. They were really beautiful, beautiful little baby flowers opening up. And I just had commented on how beautiful the flowers were this morning. And also be careful about false messages, because I got a message from someone where the name was one letter off, and you don't know with usernames because sometimes they use another letter as a middle name, or because somebody else had that tag already, that kind of thing. So be careful about scams, that things are almost perfect but not, right? So it's their tell that it's a scam and it's not real. So that's a very important message coming up today. So at 10:30 I did this message from the Lenormand Reverie. At 10:30, 10 is the Wheel of Fortune, 30 is the Union, the Four of Wands. The message of the day regarding scammers, I want to say poochers, maybe there's something to do with poochers and pooches, but also poachers. That came up yesterday with Africa and the elephants and the safari, Hatari kind of energy. The powers that be needing confirmation. So this is the message today. The underlying energy was regarding talk, chatter, Twitter, Instagram perhaps, those kind of energies on the online of a lot of talk between a lot of different people and connections, but also power in numbers. The first card out was the Tower. As I lose my voice, the Tower in this deck is about the establishment, the place of learning, big institutions and that kind of thing. So the establishment, those abundant, big companies with lots of numbers and free-flowing energy, cutting out the angry and power men, the scammers and thieves wanting their money, power, and fame, separating the wheat from the chaff regarding being led astray or led to a stray who needs help. A fox leading the power man to the tree of growth, the family and good health, and a pup who needs a walk, safety and security and loyalty, or the meaning of one who trusts you not to lead them, right? Because the dog trusts you because they know that you're going to take care of them and love them and take them for a walk, right? But sometimes you don't. Sometimes we're mean to our dogs, right? When they're getting on our nerves or they're licking us too much. But again, it's the energy of trust, right? You trust someone when they've taught you that you can trust them. You don't just trust anyone, right? But it's not a matter of being in distrust, because that's just going to bring in that negative energy. But it's the energy of trusting yourself to be guided in any one moment, so that if you are connecting with someone who's not real, because you're very much in the present moment, you're connecting to your guidance, and that little something that's not quite right is the tell. So always give it time. Don't let anyone rush you into anything. The fox on the rainbow bridge through the tree transforms to loyal pup at the house, the home, or the union, or an adventure with good news to find the brass ring amidst the tall bushes that look similar to the tree, but they're much more manicured and don't look quite real. Through the maze, the yellow brick road, the labyrinth of deceit, and finding your way through, burning twin bridges and finding spiritual peace on the other side, the etheric body gone public, a fish tank that needs a closer look. Are they fully transparent? Or in other words, is there some dirt in the water, right? Or are they fully transparent, or in other words, are they through with parenthood, the need to be parented or be parent? Looking, magnetizing, examining what needs to go. With good luck, making a wish, or realizing before it's too late. The fox is the polar bear, the power that be, the pushy mother in disguise, pushing the well water beneath the family tree, siphoning the energy from the roots of the matter and soil, where direction of loyalty points to, there's no place like home, for a good whipping or rod and staff, music and help, the key to adventure and freedom. Mid-moon, Cancer, with sharp nails and being careful where you touch. After all, they were just painted at 9:51 or at 10:51, which is the Wheel of Fortune and the King of Swords. After all, again, mid-moon Cancer with sharp nails and being careful where you touch. And again, this has to do with the energy of kid gloves. After all, those nails were just painted, or hands are wet, which doesn't work well when touching paper or frizzy hair or dirt, which sticks. Cancer always a sticky time, emotional or watery, about home and safety and security, suffering in silence perhaps, or getting lost and wanting your mum. Finding counsel or serious talk with those wise and trustworthy who have burned bridges before, to come into spiritual union, calm, peace, and maturity of being the child and the mother, two as one, the Paramahamsa, intertwined. Publicly collapsed timelines in 5D connection with good luck between the power man and the power lady, Mars and Venus, that match each other. What is the man's Venus and the lady's Mars? After all, understanding where your partner is from is key to hope and dreams come true, to healing and shining brightly. The ash of the AE, arts and entertainment, Adam and Eve. The ash in Pleiadian, according to Elena Denon, means bright light. But also the Book of Esther is coming up here. And in American, and I have to tell you this before I start this little rant right here, my name is Evelyn Esther. I was named Esther after my grandmother, and my father is French, and a lot of times in France, Evelyn was a masculine name. But I was told once by a Jewish woman that Evelyn is literally the translation of Esther into English. And so literally, my parents named me the same name twice. So now here goes with the rant about Esther and Evelyn here. So, ash and Pleiadian is the bright light, and then the Book of Esther comes up here. The American Evelyn, or the other interpretations of Esther, which is ASTR, which can be a star, Aster, or Ashtar, which can be Ashtar, a star, or Ishtar, Estere. And Lyra came up as the four-man races, the brightest star Vega, and the ring of Nebula. That Lyra was a string instrument with a tortoise shell, and remember calla lily, which I brought up the other day, is to call Lyra, or the four-man races, to call Lyra home, to be calm, silent, and mature, the path of the white light, rainbows, flowers, and apples, two with space within and without to resonate with. There's no place like home, as I'm losing my voice. And following the yellow brick road, paved with gold coin, which is also Kohan, which is co-pilots and Han Solo and their counterpart. Aster is literally a star formed during mitosis of cell, but it's also a flower. It's also now at this moment. And a buyer, right? The abundant one. Eve is the moment before, the three of the Empress, or the coming together, Gaia, and the two of the High Priestess and the feminine, and the mediators, the seeing each other's point of view. It's also the ecstasy to wait, doubt, trace, and rest, and water, where Lynn of Evelyn, Lynn is a flash of lightning, a go. Also the waterfall. So Evelyn is the moment between of watering and waterfall, doing and allowing, the calm before the storm, the 11th hour and 0 point to it all. Esther is also vinegar and ether, alcohol and acid without water, with carbon oxygen's double bond, oysters and Estonian, to appear, to be, foreign, overseas, Easter, the rising, to stay and remain, and EST, which is Eastern Standard Time here. And then ether of AETHER, the upper, pure, bright air, the heavens, the air, sky, and light of day. The upper world, the earth, with extra E, right? So ether is the same letters as earth with an extra E. the brightness or ethereal surrounding a deity. So then the solar deity came up, which again is the Leo energy, and Atheros came up, which also can be the plural of ethers. So Atheros, having to do with, again, Greek gods and things like that. And then the Easter lily comes up, which is the star and the flower. Remember, calla lily came up the other day, as calla is an apple. So both Easter lily and Aster fall, each with their own time to shine, each with a star and a flower. Apples and oranges, some with tougher skin than others. Where orange is evergreen tree, a color, a fruit, and a fragrance on the colder side. And also narang comes up, which reminded me of the orangutan. But the apple is warmer. So back to Esther at 11:28 to 29, which is the twin flames, and then the Three of Wands, which is being present in the now moment, with the 11 of truth and justice, truth and balance of justice. So the book of Esther, Estar, Sophia's throne, which is Ashtar. Ash is light and tar is throne. Sophia's throne as Estar. Es is the spelling for S, which is code Sophia for me, and then the tar is the throne, Sophia's throne. And Ashtar is bright light throne, who climbed the mountain following the north, leaving the book behind, only to find the snake in the apple tree, the compost pile at home, or the leftovers, the key to the child's freedom, or the free ride, or the snake with rod and staff, and home seeing a child or an innocent, a naive soul, as their free ride, if they can convince them so. Almost trapped them, but the innocent kept feeling something gnawing at them, regarding what mother taught them, to watch out for strangers wanting to give you something for free, or rush you into a commitment, just to wreck the place and confuse you and get you to buy the Brooklyn Bridge. Expose all, wait until day, when all is transparent, with wise counsel and guides advising to burn that bridge. When unsure, sleep on it, wait for guidance. Commitment to self, to heart and high heart, a spiritual path of trusting self beyond all, knowing all is well and all is home, the upper and lower levels of 3D and heaven on earth. And heaven on earth is literally coming up as he of venerable and ear to the nth degree, or heaven on earth is where he is noble and listens. Full exposure and sunshine at 11:42, which is justice and the Two of Cups. The sun just brightened right there, and it reminded me we used to have our beach house on Brighton Place. With the ring of circle of trust between loving lady and loving man, she collapsing timelines and he making breakthroughs in cutting, separating, magnifying, microscopes, looking glass, science, death, archaeology, astronomy, astrology, and 5D connects. As the sun breaks through, where the lucky power man and lady meet the loving lady and loving man. The powers with luck and looking forward, but the loving ones are looking back at nothing, with only breakthroughs to look forward to, with deliverance when the storks nest and shine their lights, one above and one below, with housewarming gift, like a tree or perhaps an apple, a well and the book of secrets, the gift to be unwrapped. It is fun to receive surprises, but it's also a cross to bear, a block like the puppy wanting a walk, or for you to lead them, the direction which includes true north, but also what's going south, the mountain to climb, but also to appreciate its natural beauty, and always two sides to everything, the challenge and the blessing, or the blessing in disguise is the meeting at the middle, with a letter, a journal, communication or sealed document about the home, the house, or the union, the lashing and the venom spewed, of three faces, and a fourth that wasn't even seen, the one of the innocent child who just wants to get their way. Pie in the sky that never worked out, the maze of confusion, the lunar illusion, and subconscious undertones of what's been eating away at you at 11:55, which is justice and Excalibur, the Ace of Swords, the truth. For what is an idea without a deal? A ship without an anchor, acceleration without the brake, or burned bridges, letting go, or letting stuff go with the burned bridges, with wise counsel or restrictions, sunshine, vacation, and exposing the rest. But what is the anchor without its ship? Lost at sea, deep down under, for pirates to later access. Two as one, the Y in the road, forever coming together with room to breathe and explore separately. And two Paramahamsa finding their way back together after getting around the rock in the river, which came up as a definition in the code line today, SOI, which literally means an island in the middle of a river. Coming back together after the swans got around the rock, having full faith that they would come back together. A sound, a flash, a ring, to give, allow, and permit. Experience or accomplishment. With a toss of the die, a flip of the coin, the ring toss. The co-pilots flip for the ring toss. In the circle of trust. Divinely committed to each other via higher self, the source of all evil. Gambling, wishful thinking, taking a risk, to neither fly too high or anchor too low, but meet in the middle. That's so funny. And I wrote, meet in the middle, rolling 1111. But I needed to say Rolling Hill Hospital used to be right down the street. It's not called that anymore. So gambling, wishful thinking, taking a risk to neither fly too high or anchor too low, but meet in the middle at Rolling Hill, or 1111, or, with the die you rolled 1111. In the Ring of Fire, 88 of Lionsgate, what's between the union and the dance, right, of 88 and 1111 is the 99 and 1010 of compassion and high vibrational maintenance at 1207 to 8, which is the Hanging Man and then the Chariot and the Strength card of manifesting your dreams. So there's your message of the day. Very profound. All right, so let's get right into the union read here. At 1242, if anyone wants to write that down below, they can. And it's 1244 here, which is the Fool's Journey and the Mastering, Grounding, Integrating of Love. The union read of 40, 50, and 60 at 9:55, which is the Hermit, and the 55 of the Truth, the Ace of Swords, that's Excalibur. For today, July 10th, 2021, the underlying energy was the Four of Pentacles, the Four of Swords, and the Nine of Swords at the end. So Four of Swords in the middle, Nine of Swords at the end. Oh, by the way, I forgot to tell you yesterday on my jog, on the way home, I literally saw a Mylar balloon flying away. I guess someone lost their balloon, but it literally was the letter G. And it probably wasn't the letter G, but the way it was positioned up in the air was the letter G. And it's so funny. I was thinking about on my run, and then the G showed up in the sky. And that was too yesterday when I couldn't run the whole time because it was so hot and I felt like I was going to keel over. And then God was chiming in. I think I was saying thank you, thank you, thank you right before I saw that balloon. So again, don't forget the trinities, the tri, a show of power, and gratitude. So the union read, with the Four of Pentacles, Four of Swords, and the Nine of Swords, the underlying energy, central energy, and the closing energy, the Divine Masculine's heart and the crystal Batcave on the Divine Feminine side, in the 5D connect, hiding underground, out of the sun, suffering in silence and stressed. The incoming Divine Feminine here with guidance, the Two of Swords and the Eight of Swords. Guidance was coming up as the Guy dance of Buddha, Sphinx, and Atma, holding on, committed to knowing without knowing, hiding by the creek, not using the eyes, only the feels. Where the river runs dry, there's only ever why. Play, hide, and seek. She's hiding, and he's counting to 10. No, 9 plus 1. After 4 or more before that. So he's counting a long time. The 4D here is the Seven of Cups, King of Cups, and the Six of Cups. The Divine Feminine spiraling upward, taking steps to fulfill her heart. The 72 and 2 by 2 synchronicities play out as the hider is ready, but is Dr. Jekyll or Hyde from that 70s show, or the Wounded Warrior's hide used to sew the quilt in Silencing of the Lambs Part 2. The Divine Masculine with children hugging tightly, holding on with no hands on the wheel. Hearing her heartbeat, listening closely, and bridging in the King of Cups, reflecting eyes, unconditional love. The 5D here is transition, the Four of Swords and the Queen of Wands. The Divine Feminine transitioning her music, rushing it through the tunnel of the vortex, which came up in the messages at the end yesterday, of music being sent through the vortex of coming together. So her music rushing it through the tunnel of the vortex, the end in sight, controlling the lens and shudder, I land, since it is so bright. The Divine Masculine Queen of Wands, Ishtar, and Ashtara, or Esther, coming up as goddess of Venus, fertility, beauty, and war. The Mary Magdalene, African lineage, and the bridging with the Four of Swords and the 5D connect, thinking about love and war, passion and death, war and peace, or just peace, the missing piece of the puzzle, the bubbles, the orbs at 1027, which is the Wheel of Fortune and the Ace of Wands. So of course the orbs are about thoughts and words at 1028, which is then the twin flames, blind men and orphans, Oliver and Wonder, Ray and Annie, and the 6D here, the Three of Cups, the Two of Cups, and the Ace of Swords. And I just was getting that Eve, and when I told you the definitions of Eve, one of the definitions of Eve is three, the number 3 and the number 2, and 3 and 2 just came up here with the Ace of Swords, the truth. The Divine Feminine coming together in joy, the family reunion and socialization, the Divine Masculine ready to play ball beneath the surface of magenta and emerald buoy. The dolphin and Neptune lay in wait, which is so funny. I noticed this morning magenta had posted a wave with Neptune's face in it. Submerged in the plasma ether, and Ashtar, AMS and ALP is the reflection of plasma, spelled backwards. AMS, ALP. So of course, you know, Alp is the Alps, but it's also Alpha, and Aleppo, a Syrian Arab Republic airport code. So Syrian is coming up with ALP, but also when that came up online, the airport already had dates put in there for 7/23 to 7/30/21 came up. AMS means acute mountain sickness or altered mental state, and also alpha methyl styrene, which was very interesting because that is both AMS and ALP, because it starts with alpha and its code is AMS, alpha methyl styrene. So that may be significant. Also, Army Medical Services, arthritis and musculoskeletal and skin diseases database, aseptic meningitis syndrome, and auditory memory span. So memory from the ear. So I looked up the alpha methyl styrene, and it's used in manufacturing of plasticizers, resins, and polymers. It was, what came up was a listing in cancer, not cancer. I meant to say California, but it doesn't matter because it's cancer too. And that was coming up from oehha.california.gov, so ca.gov. So currently, it was a list of the toxic things, you know, that have to be on certain lists that cause cancer or other things. And this was listed, it was listed on the cancer list. It is on the list for causing cancer, but it was on the list for causing reproductive issues from July 29th, 2011, but they took it off the list for causing reproductive issues on 4/4/14. I wonder why that is. Because if it causes cancer, it definitely can cause reproductive issues. And that was from the government website. So why did they take it off the list after being on the list for 3 years? It's flammable, irritant, environmental hazard. And the coding came up. The molecular weight came up as 118.18. and it was last updated on July 13th, 21, so it's definitely been updated. It was created in 05, 3/26/05. So mildly toxic by injustice, that's true too. Mildly toxic by ingestion, inhalation, and skin absorption, and narcotic vapors. So breathing it in could cause a narcotic type of reaction. So AMS literally means shoulder, and Alp literally means a high mountain or white, devour, shallow, hole, grab, or earc, E-A-R-C, which means lizard or reptile, or elf, friendly spirit, ghostly being, fairy, or nightmare. Protuberance, eminence, mountain, brave, or hero all came up under Alp. So literally it means alms and Alp, or the reflection of ethers, not ethers, of plasma. The reflection of plasma is to shoulder a high mountain, reptile, or someone able to shoulder that high mountain or obstacle, the reptile, the friendly spirit, the fairy, or the nightmare, the protuberance, or the brave hero, right? Both sides of the coin. Ashtar and bright light. And I opened Elena Stenon's book, which I have, which opened right to Series B, which is called Ashkeru, Ashkeru, which talked about Myra, who she talks about all the time, and the Tal, Taal, and the Lyran culture, which came up regarding it's not really Lyran, right? That's our name for the constellation, but it's actually what they reference as the man races, the 4 man races. And again, Tar means seat or throne in Pleiadian, according to Elena. And then Ashtar is the bright light throne, which Sophia was coming up earlier too. And Shah, S-H-A, equals high in Pleiadian, and I, venerable. So venerable also came up, but it also references Imana, which is their feminine godhead. So God, high throne equals Ishtar, or I, Shah, and Tar. I, the Shah on the throne. I am that I am. So the 60 here continued is the divine masculine shouldering high mountains, the bright light throne, bridging by 2 of cups in the Garden of Eden, under the archway with no water under the bridge. The divine feminine with synchronicities and taking steps to transition portal to come together. The divine masculine in a loving bond with the Queen of Wands and manifesting the truth. The bridge here is the King of Cups on break in the 5D connection with soulmate. And the outgoing divine masculine here is the 4 of Cups, the Page of Pentacles, and the 4 of Wands, grounding and integrating an island to themselves with turbulent moat, and the Page of Pentacles, curious about union and purging at home. Coming off the island to hone their abilities for union, she's been hiding long enough. Don't forget they're playing hide and seek, and she's been hiding, he's been counting. It's time he goes and seeks her. So the divine feminine had Taurus and Scorpio on their side, and no court cards. The divine masculine had no majors on his side, and the Queen of Wands and the Page of Pentacles, court cards. And what was between the masculine and feminine was the King of Cups, which can also be unconditional love, but also the 4 of Swords, which is the 5D connection, and the 2 of Cups, which is that connection, that deep psychic connection between 2 people. So the number that came up overall here was 54, which is the Page of Swords. The message we also had on the horizontal pillars 19, 4, and 31, which is the Sun, the Emperor, and the 5 of Wands. And the vertical pillars came up as 4, 2, 8, 10, 6, 7, 4, and 13, or the Emperor, the High Priestess, Strength, the Wheel, the Lover, the Chariot, the Emperor, and Death. And by the way, I watched the social network last night, which I've watched before. And I didn't make it quite to the end, and it's 12:54 on the clock now, matching the 54. 12 is the Hanging Man, the Wisdom. 54 again is the message, but there was definitely messages coming up from the movie The Social Network, which is why I end up watching these movies, because I'm being guided to get the message from them. So the message from this read was coming up as the exposure of the Emperor and their battles with a message, one message. The other way was the Emperor's secret strength is destined lover, challenging him to change his tune, and then a feminine Guido, because Gita comes up as a feminine Guido, but it can be the name Gita as well, but it's here with a gi, a d, a gi, a gi. So the feminine Guido, or that could be someone considered someone Italian, but really perhaps Southern Italian, who's kind of like a Guido. The 2 of 8, or 2 googly-eyed fate of orbs, again, blind men and orphans, thoughts and words, of synchronicities, unconditional love, and twins. The Emperor of Sea, the Seeker of Sea, the Commander and Student in union underground, the King of Cups 5D connection with the 2 of Cups soulmate connection. Okay. So now we have the Twin Flame read, which was cut and dealt, the Seer and Starseed deck at 11:53, which is Justice and the Knight of Swords. So again, another message or messenger in person this time. And at 12:04 of Orbs again, so blind men and orphans, thoughts and words, and also BS coming up, which can reference BS, but also can reference bowel sounds, or perhaps gurgling inside. At 12:04, which is the Hanging Man and the Emperor. The Emperor, and Leo coming up. So we completed this read at 12:21 last night. There's that conjunction, right, of the Star of Bethlehem in December of Jupiter and Saturn going from Capricorn to Aquarius. And the major arcana here were Abundance, Lovers, Luna, Solar, Deity, and Chariot. So Abundance is the Empress. Solar Deity is the Sun, of course, Chariot. And then after the read, Alchemy, which is the Temperance card, and Strength came up. We had 3 swords, 2 wands, and 1 pentacles, which was 3, 2, 1 jump. And there were no court cards in the read. And after the read, the Knight of Cups came up. Before the read, the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Cups came up. And the 9 of Pentacles, the sovereign energy. So we have a Queen of Cups here and a Knight of Cups, along with the Queen of Wands and the sovereign, which can be a child as well. So we had 777s here. So a lot of spiritual energy here. 777s, and that and 78 and 12 and 4 were the only main numbers, and 10, sorry about that. So again, 78 is the 10 of Pentacles, the heaven on earth, but also the end of the deck, what people usually look forward to, right? That dream family. The 10 of high vibration, the 4 of the Emperor, the 12 of the Hanging Man, or the Wisdom. The 24 comes up with the Queen of Wands, the 47 of the 7 of Cups, the synchronicities and choices and confusion perhaps. 810, which is 0 behind 81, the end of karma around the world. And then also 46 of the children loving each other, the 6 of Cups, and the 67 of the loyal humble servant, the Knight of Pentacles. And also 89 of Phi, expanding and contracting or reflecting in the middle. And 910, begin again and again and again. Keep coming back to center every time you expand. So the code line was all about communication, and I wrote duality, but it's actually individuality. So in divide or duality. And here are the messages that came up from that. The number on the code line was the number 2 of the High Priestess, the feminine energy, the mediative energy of seeing both sides of a situation, the 2. And of course we have 1221 for the time. And 321 jump. And 777s, which is like hitting the jackpot around communication and duality. Communication was broken up into commu and nication, and then individuality into indivi and duality. So the message was here. Christ sees or says to the nth degree, and again that has to do with the Christ consciousness, the unity consciousness, says speak, be whole and complete by being silly and crazy to the nth degree. At the moon, the luna, the lunacy during Cancer season of the twin flames, to sound, ring, give and allow, to illuminate, to look at one's image in the mirror, to examine closely, to breed, race, to light, to be well-versed and accomplished, a common wink or show of power, to go down, come, and a positively charged ion connection. Christ seeing Sophia to the nth degree, or a Christ sudden event with Sophia to the nth degree. In an abundance of moon, of the twin flames, on the back street of oneself, the island in a river, or the calm you, the Nakati connection, to sprout, shoot up, Springer was just coming up, Jerry Springer, to appear, emerge, arise in connection. The Christ Son, to see each other, to meet by voice and sound to the nth degree, be crazy and silly and copious, oneself in common, spring, or emerging connection. And there was your read. Regarding the common duality, the Nication was coming up as Nikati connection, or that has to do with sprouting and shooting up or springing up, appearing, emerging in division and duality or individuality, the common thread. So abundance is the first card in the underlying energy here. Okay, so you have abundance here, 5 cards down, and then I do 5 cards out at the end as well to make it a 21 card read, and the mini clarifiers on top. The 9 of Pentacles from the bottom up was reversed along with the Queen of Pentacles. That could be a mother and daughter both reversed here, or spending money or losing money. And then we have the 7 of Cups reversed with the Queen of Cups upright and the 6 of Cups reversed. And this is the Queen of Cups amidst no longer being confused or dumping emotional attachments, but also a negative past or a past falling out, or perhaps the past coming back to haunt them, or dealing with difficult children here, or children doing something wrong. The Queen of Cups is upright though. So powerless dependent, or big purchase, or a bill for the Queen of Pentacles reversed, or mother and daughter both reversed, or spending, dumping attachments, or multiple emotional loads, perhaps on the Queen of Cups or with the Queen of Cups upright, in a falling out with the Empress, or kids, or a negative past between them. Death, ending, dark night, and transition, or Scorpio ending a battle, conflict, with the Emperor reversed. Now the Emperor reversed can just be someone having a bad day. It can be someone who's abusing their power. It can be someone who's losing their power because they're getting older and they can't handle it anymore, or they're stepping down to retire, or just having a really bad day as the Emperor. The also could be an Aries person reversed. The Page of Swords with news, and the Page of Wands frustrated or all over the place reversed, or shot down. The Page of Swords stepping it up, and the Page of Wands reversed stepping it out. The Empress upright ending a battle with the Emperor reversed, or one has passed. A mixed message about or mixed feelings between kids. Destined to the 10 of Cups emotional fulfillment. The Queen of Wands upright with an inequitable relationship with the Queen of Pentacles reversed and the Emperor reversed. And the 10 of Pentacles upright abundance or institution of theirs. So the Queen of Wands is in an unfair relationship with the Queen of Pentacles and Emperor both reversed, but then with the 10 of Pentacles, abundance or institution, and the Knight of Wands reversed falling short, or the Knight of Wands reversed player, with the Queen of Cups upright and the King of Swords upright lovers, secret, psychic, or high priestess, Pisces, religious woman or aide, and the King of Swords with a sexual mountain between them and religious differences perhaps. Her with snakeskin, or not her, but he with snakeskin ski boots and 10 channels on board, and she with Gabriel on her side, or military or police versus virtuous, and wouldn't kill a flea. The 10 of Cups upright in a happy ending, in release from prison, or released from debt, or released to deal with imbalance of the Page of Cups reversed, or rejection, vulnerable and shy, or spoiled and entitled child. This could be the one, and beneath it was past life relationship. The Knight of Cups reversed, rejection, moody, or jealous Queen of Wands upright, after no big love at work, or third party through work, living together but distant, or at a distance but close. The 3 of Wands is upright, being present to a romantic tie, defenseless to unwanted advances, defenselessness, or defenseless without an excuse. tulips in the window, matching red pumps to tie, leaving the truth out of the bed regarding flame always being present at 137, the Magician and the King of Cups, and no longer accepting unwanted affection, now with little lizard no longer present. Forgiveness comes up with 96, and beneath that was happy ending with 93, which is the reflection of the Knight of Cups, or being love. So suffering in silence, ghosted, robbed, or stressed, dissatisfied or unhappy without sovereign, with synchronicities and only good options for the Queen of Pentacles, or with the Queen of Pentacles upright, but no peace. The Two of Cups, one with bird of happiness, the pure dove, and the other with ivy growing, and both in hot water, or cool, cool rain. That was coming up from Roger Daltrey. The Queen of Pentacles upright and the Sovereign upright, with nothing but good options, while in the background, looting and ghosting, suffering in silence and stress, purging and dissatisfaction. She purging and good, he ghosting and not. The King of Pentacles upright in need of people or peace, or to make peace with the Empress over religious differences, and the Page of Cups reversed, or Pisces reversed, without an excuse, manipulating them to stay together. And this was coming up as a child who had manipulated their parents into staying together. And then the need for forgiveness here. The Knight of Cups reversed, the Seven of Wands reversed, and the Queen of Pentacles reversed. And again, it's like letting a child get away with murder, because they always use the excuse that that their parents are broken up, or letting the fact that their parents aren't getting along as an excuse for them to do bad things to other people. All of those energies could be coming up with this child energy here. The Knight of Cups reversed, the Seven of Wands reversed, the Queen of Pentacles reversed, and jealousy overtaking the Queen of Pentacles reversed, or both the Knight of Cups reversed and Queen of Pentacles reversed, are defenseless to each other at 153, which is the Magician, and the Knight of Swords. So the Two of Cups connection, and this is the very underlying energy here, where everything's coming from. The Two of Cups major psychic connection, in a heated exchange and needing courage to offer big love, or receive it from the King of Wands reversed and the Queen of Swords upright, or just the King of Wands reversed, so that the Queen of Swords can be released from anxiety and or her imprisonment. After this read comes up the energy of the twin flames, healing and working it out, with conditions for coming together regarding injustice and recovery from exile, destitution, or injury in order for dreams to come true. So juggling, performing for sunshine, exposing all after a sudden event or epiphany about the world being upside down and needing closure, feeling guilty about a home or union, and jealousy of Cancer, and a bold move at the new moon, or at night illuminating the King of Pentacles upright and the Sovereign reversed, or perhaps his own powerlessness, dependency, or a large purchase or loss of funds on a falling out from the past, bad childhood, or difficult kids, or that they did something wrong, and the King of Pentacles feeling a lot of shame about it. The recent past here is the Eight of Wands reversed, a heated exchange regarding issues at work or with third party, or taking in strays, thieves, or hired a PA to get information, or someone to steal information about or before it comes out, like Mark Zuckerberg, with an opportunity to align with the weak, unhealthy, and those who like to waste money. So again, that was coming up. Remember that Mark Zuckerberg, number one, he did everything because of a girl who turned him down because he was being a jerk, and also stealing information about something before it comes out. So again, the whole movie was about him making a deal with someone who's saying he stole their idea. So he was, kept them on a leash for a while until he actually came out with his idea, which wasn't exactly their idea, but it was similar to theirs. But he didn't use any of their code apparently. But again, the opportunity to align with the weak, the unhealthy, take advantage of them, and those who like to waste money, right? The twins who had come from a wealthy background. Issues at work with no excuse, or people who like to waste their money suing other people, right? Because it costs both a lot of money. There's alternative ways, or So again, issues at work and no excuse, alternative ways or divorce, never easy when they resist or are stubborn, refusing to lay down. The foundation here is the Seven of Swords upright, passing downloads and offering the truth through announcements, judgment, decisions, the wake-up call, or the calls to lover, the grounding and integrating a message of love from source, no longer confused, dumping emotional attachments and multiple loads, or all must go, but blocked or resistant to Cancer or full moon, or to feeling stubborn at night, howling at the moon. The guy who never got over being rejected in high school or college with something to prove. The central energy being the Lovers upright, with the Page of Pentacles, opportunity, invite, or a student of gold coin, dumping a load, burden, responsibility, or a ton of money all at the same time. The straw that broke the camel's back, the King of Pentacles upright and the Queen of Pentacles upright, taking a trip to end the war and get over PTSD, and perhaps looting as well. The block here being Luna, the moon, the night, or Cancer season, reaping rewards of the present or the gift, the High Priestess knowing and keeping to themselves, the Empress star with dreams, healed, or got all her wishes, or is a dream come true. After a sudden event, epiphany, or perhaps sex, or resisting a sudden change, coming together to meet face to face with their conditions, with the King of Cups reversed. Gemini upright, Cancer both upright, Pisces upright, Aquarius, Taurus upright, and Scorpio and Leo reversed here at 220, which is the High Priestess and the Judgment card, making a decision, or a secret decision, or a secret announcement, destined to be free from energetic prison, stealing, ghosting, and energetic manipulation, sleazy sex with player falling short and weak, or paralyzed by their passions and needing better health, courage, or health coverage perhaps, with patient angel for a higher love, awake and rising above, coming out, stepping up, and spreading the word, with Empress upright, dissatisfied with the Queen of Swords reversed, and I just got a whistle right there, who's feeling sorry for themselves, or patient angel who's always stuck between the Empress upright and the Queen of Swords reversed, and then making a choice, getting off the fence. So that there could be a masculine energy between them there who's never satisfied or won't get off the fence, like playing both sides of the fence. So now, sunshine, exposure of the past falling out, lovers not working out or working too much and frustrated, not aroused or unable to conceive or conceptualize, and no peace. The Hermit reversed, crazy or coming out, with the Divine Feminine in 5D, exposing their endless love. No more fantasy or sleazy sex and stealing, and that could be energetic stealing, on the journey of good news and leadership, while the Queen of Wands looks the other way to avoid a painful ending, betrayal, or ending pain, or looking forward to her massage. She's not even paying attention. Not sharing, inequity, debt, scam, or depression and or addictions, having to push them out of bed to get them up in the morning. Done putting up with this crap, uncomfortable energies and emotions of the magician with the tools, exposing it all and putting it all out there to touch and test, holding their tongue and doing the dance, while the Page of Cups reversed is throwing a hissy fit or rejected and vulnerable, giving up, trying to express pain that others simply don't care about. Vulnerable to sexual reunion, where flame is always present, stomping all over the best gift they ever had. The Empress never satisfied, and the Queen of Swords reversed, always complaining, and soon as the Ace of Pentacles reversed, playing hardball, withholding or saving for a new life, knowing and trying to stay sane, keeping quiet, hanging out wisely with the King of Wands upright, the wounded warrior tempted to push them off a cliff or into the wheel. Or the King of Wands can't get a Capricorn or Pisces to talk, and the Capricorn's pissed off, saying, adios, done with the ball and chain, saying, done with them saying the devil made me do it, and tired defending their wounds, addictions, lacking faith, and so then falling on their face or embarrassing themselves, falling from grace into the rumor mill or the water mill of destiny, the school of Akashics, with union and letting go in order to fix or make amends with the Ten of Pentacles family, business, or community, or dream family of heaven on earth. The truth is out behind the King of Wands' back, Or he put it out there and left and then went back to the Page of Cups reversed, the little devil, for another whipping. Capricorn upright and Pisces upright and reversed at 242, which is the High Priestess and the Two of Cups, with Aries reversed and Libra upright and Sagittarius both upright and reversed, with the twin flames are the Chariot upright. Boldly going where no man has gone before. Suffering in silence or dealing with their sister, or stress, purging and crying and reaping rewards. And by the way, Saturday's supposed to be the day off today, Saturday. It's obviously not Saturday in some places, but that was coming up here too. The King of Swords crying and purging or sneaking, or no. The King of Swords crying and purging or sweating it out, pushed to their emotional limit, every last bit of juice needing to be out, in healing and forgiving. The Chariot on top, the spiritual warrior, playing hardball with twin or bidding for a project. Getting to know each other and passion come up here, along with Cancer upright here through July 22nd. Around the twins are how they're seen as the Four of Swords reversed. No more thinking about and being patient angel of a higher love. Unhappy alone or never satisfied. The injustice of recovery from guilt and shame. Loss, regret, and blame, and never being Fonzie or wrong. The block here being the twin flame union and letting go to repair for dream family and heaven on earth. The individuality of in divide and duality and communication and the fantasy mirror, and done with the 39 lashes or whippings and the pulling of hair or threatening to cut all their hair off at night or off their head. And the Ten of Swords upright ending pain, the worst of it, the final betrayal, exposing to all. The Knight of Wands reversed, the Hierophant reversed, and the Queen of Swords reversed, all exposed. The player or codependent, the physical or sexual abuse, and then the witch and verbal abuse, liar or complainer in a divorce, a break from religion, establishment, and the country club. Taurus both upright and reversed, Sag both upright and reversed, and or Aquarius surrender to the present moment, to the gift of union, and the Knight of Cups reversed, defenseless to drama, or the drama queen, and the pit of their stomach, being patient and balanced, and the alchemical process, needing to be strong and healthy and brave, dealing with fire signs and jealousy issues, or schmoozing to get what they want, surrendering jealousy, moodiness, and pretending to love in order to get, no more excuses with higher love, and ego death. And then I was getting, ay, like Fonzie, ay. The dependent Queen of Wands with no longer confused, with the Queen of Cups falling out with the Empress or kids between them or their negative past. Passing downloads and information by the vehicle of ascension, the chariot, the car, the traveling, the moving, or Cancer season perhaps. Rising and coming out in heated exchange, the lovers challenged by the night, the full moon, and Cancer season, which has to do with the mother and home. The false light reflecting the sun, right? The moon is not the Mother Earth. The moon is the false light, the reflection that just bounces off the sun, whereas the earth receives the sun fully. Withholding from the twin flame sunshine for pain or exposing all to be end all, in surrender in need of being love without excuse, a higher love without ego, being brave and strong by being gentle and kind and loving and healthy and strong. So then the abundance and not telling and constantly arguing about and no peace. The passing of information, the lovers, and challenged by the moon reflecting of the sun's energy. The chariot playing hardball and coming out without sleep to the twin flames to end the pain and surrender to all that is at 307, which is the Empress and the Chariot. Jealousy, drama, patience, and those out of control and ego death. And that was the end. All right, so the surrender to all that is, regarding jealousy, drama, patience, and those out of control in ego death. Okay, so it's literally surrendering to all of it. You know, you're dark and you're light. You surrender to all of it. And let's pull some oracle cards now to see what they bring up. Let me just put these aside. All right, so from the Animal Spirit deck, let's see what they have to say at 119 here. And 1 o'clock on the dot there. It was 10011 or 10 to 11. So a lot of ones and zeros, new beginnings, and a lot of source energy. The 1 of the Magician, the 10 of the Wheel of Fortune, and a lot of source energy backing it up. And then 119 is the Magician and the Sun. And just turning to 120, which is 0 behind the Wisdom of the Hanged Man. All right, so for the Twin Flames, what comes up from the Animal Spirit deck today? What is our message from this read today? As we hit the midnight hour there, so to speak, at the 1 hour, the 1 hour mark, the Magician, between the 1 and the 2 of the Magician and the High Priestess I'm getting. And again, here we have the butterfly of the transformation. And then there's a couple, this came out together with these, but separate. So the 2 and then the 1. So there's, again, the Magician and the High Priestess. And there's the Panther and the Fox, right? And they're both, it's like they're both ready to attack the baby. You know, they're ready to do their thing. So here's the butterfly who's very vulnerable, right? Just coming out of the cocoon, right? So I know that's so funny. There was an inchworm on me yesterday. I pulled a few weeds out of the garden and I came inside and there was an inchworm on my leg and I took him outside and put him back on the garden wall. So it's very much the energy of the caterpillar transforming into the butterfly through the chrysalis and the cocoon. And perhaps, you know, they're confused, you know, they haven't gotten their bearings yet. And that's so funny. I just saw something online too on Facebook, I think, where a cow was trying to tell the farmer that their baby was stuck on the other side of the fence. They'd literally just delivered and the baby calf fell underneath the wire fence. And the cow was trying to tell the farmer and the farmer wasn't getting it until all the other cows, he saw them all getting it. So he went over to see closer because he was filming the cow to see what they were doing. So again, here's that energy of the new birth, right? How vulnerable they are to predators, right? When they've just transformed or just been born or reborn. So again, there's that energy here of the butterfly and how vulnerable they are to prey, as prey. And there's the fox and the panther just waiting for their turn to get in there and lap them up. I'm getting the lap of luxury. They just can't wait to take them for all that they're worth. And then these two come up and that's it. So here we have the phoenix of the transformation again, rising from the ashes. And there are the angel wings. And there we have the camel who's very self-sufficient, good on their own with water to drink and a ride to be had. But he's also in the rain with the blue moon because it's Cancer season. He may be a little moody today. So funny. So the phoenix rising from the ashes as the butterfly transforms with predators around, ripe for the taking and ready to take advantage of them. And I brought that up as the message today. So watch out for scammers in birthing, right? Rising from the ashes again, where people may be a little bit moody or confused in Cancer season, right? Because they're very watery. Regarding coming out of such a fiery situation, right? Fire and water can put each other out. But it's interesting because this is fire with the blue, and this is red with the spiritual, which is more blue. So both of them are coming up very well balanced, as opposed to the inequity of this situation, right? Of the predators ready to take the new babe who's just transformed, and they haven't gotten their bearings yet, right? They still think they're a bee with little wings, but they have big wings. They're a butterfly. They're not a bee. So when you're confused, the predators will pounce. I'm getting pan fox. Is there a pan fox? Or PA? Oh, the Pennsylvania fox. That's coming up too. Oh, Fox TV is coming up too. And the father fox. It's coming up like the panther is the father of the fox, like as far as predatory wise. The fox, remember, is the F-O-X. It's the F of expansion and contraction, or reflection. We're always reflecting kisses and hugs, right? They're the flatterer. And then the panther. Notice the panther is the pant, which regards a pair of pants you put on, but also panting, right? Breathing heavily. And her, the panther, is her panting. And the fox is flattering, right? So one is drooling and the other one's flattering. Flattery will get you everywhere, right? And then at the butterfly, transforming. So be careful about predators right now. And again, you got this. This is the phoenix rising from the ashes. So maybe you were a little confused last night, but then you slept on it. And there's the phoenix then rising from the ashes to be independent again. Even though you might be a little bit moody because it's Cancer season, be okay with being a little moody or a little watery. They're just saying it's all good. Just watch out for those predators. And then the bottom of the deck is the bear. So the mother bear coming up, the powers that be, perhaps a bear market, and then the spider here, right, which is the grid, which is also all the rainbow colors are here. And again, this was coming up as like the lion's den, right? The spider is in control of their domain, right? And that can be domain online as well. Just like the lion's in control of the den, right? This is, it's coming up as the widow, right? The black widow and the lion. So it's the masculine and the feminine, right? The black widow is in control of her den. Don't mess with her because she'll kill you, the black widow. And that can be referencing the kind of woman who will take all your money, but also the lion's den, once you're in their den, it's their way or the highway. So don't be like that. It's not like that. The spider energy, again, we have the raccoon on the other side. So don't even mess with the rabbit, they're saying, because the rabbit's already terrified of everything. But look, they're both in that dark kind of energy around the spider. And don't even mess with the black widow, especially in Cancer season. They're all in this kind of rainy day energy of Cancer season and moodiness. The raccoon and the bear are kind of scared of the spider here. They know that maybe she's having her period, right? There's that kind of energy. They're saying, I don't know if I should approach them or not. But again, it's like the lion's den. Don't mess with that black widow when she's got all the power. She's on a power trip. And this could be two kids, too, dealing with a mother who's, moody or cranky. Don't mess with them because they will sting you, the black widow. And again, the black widow always comes up as a wife who marries men for their money and then kills them off, just like the mantis, mating with them and then killing the man, just to get everything from them, and then they don't need them anymore. So be careful of the black widow. So again, the first energy was coming up, I guess, more for the feminine energy about being vulnerable and watch out for predators. The second energy was coming up around the masculine, be careful of women who want to take advantage of you as well. And then let's see what comes up from the journey of love. And it's a bear. It's a bear. So the bear's coming up as the underlying energy and then leads into the butterfly, right? It's like the transformation of hibernation coming out of the winter. But maybe this bear came out of hibernation late. That's what happened. They were busy dealing with a black widow. And so they're late, so now it's spring for them. There you go. So they're saying it's actually springtime right now because the bear was late getting out of hibernation because they got stung with venom. And so now, hopefully it's not too late for them, they're saying, because they missed the original springtime for everyone, but now it's springtime for them. And now there is transformation still. It's like a new, like a second spring. A second spring. And then these two come out, where the well springs eternal. The one of the heart, the magician embodiment, and there's the unfolding, like the peeling back of the layers, right? The unfolding, the revealing of the soft petals, the opening of the flower, and we just talked about Evelyn Esther, the star and the flower. So again, there's the star in the end, in the middle of the Christ light, and then the flowering of the red, the safety and security. It's like from tip to thread, I want to say. So perhaps threading a needle, the eye of the storm, the eye of the needle, but again, from root to tip. That's what they want to say. From root to tip of the crown, okay? Because we have the root chakra here, and then the crown energy of the Christ vibration is the heart fire, is the middle, at the center of it all. And then the ethereal touch of the 27 and the Ace of Wands, having a light touch when it comes to passion and desires, right? A sensual touch, ethereal touch is very feathery and light as opposed to heavy and dense of the red. And then we have, I'm getting red too. Who's red? Red from that 70s show is coming up. Then we have the heart of the moment, the 16. That's, what's her name? The 16 is the tower. So here's the tower moment of the heart. And here's all of your teachers, right? The ancestors, the ETs, your masters just waiting for you to graduate. The heart of the moment was 16. So we have the heart, the ethereal touch of the Ace of Wands, which is that flame energy of the heart. And here's the heart of the moment, being in the now moment of the 16, the tower moment of the epiphany, the moment of creation, when the heart first beats. Two heartbeats as one. Ba-bum. And the sacred convergence of the twins coming together. And there's that energy again of like a push pop coming up from 9/11, from ground zero. Ground zero emergently showing up after a long hibernation. They're late, the twin flames, and the heart of the moment convergence of the heartbeat, ba-bum, two as one, two beats, ba-bum, and the 27 of the ethereal touch, which came up as, what was the word I was just talking about yesterday or the day before, which is the etheric body. I have to look back at that. All right, the other three cards that are coming up here, we have the ancient ones of the 52 of the Queen of Swords, receiving all the light. The Queen of Swords is the woman of light, receiving the light to pass it on. From the ancient ones, again, we have the towering ancient ones and all these cards here. Powerful connection here. And the angel of Jupiter awakening. And again, here is the two planes of existence of the two traveling in their own lane. And the more they travel together, the more they resonate or come together as two as one, because they need that space between. You can be in two planes of existence, but be one at the same time. So again, it's coming up as like the 3D, 4D, and the bridge between, both pulling in the other qualities of the other, right? The grounding mechanism and the etheric mechanism there. And then again, bringing the power here to them both. The angel of Jupiter awakening to good luck. The ancient ones of the Queen of Swords and the six of the lovers and good luck. And her grace. Her grace, smooth as silk. The 17 of the star. Esther, Evelyn. This is so funny. And then Princess Grace. So Princess Grace used to have a house in Ocean City where we used to go all the time. And a friend from high school used to go by her house all the time when she was little, when they were kids down there. And she'd always come out and give them cookies or something. So being very graceful, like Princess Grace, her grace, the energy of the feminine, putting out her hand very lovingly and patiently, never rushing. The six of the lovers and the blending between two planes and two souls, two heartbeats as one, an angel of Jupiter awakening to her grace, the ancient ones. the lovers of the Star and the Queen of Swords. She's the war widow. The war widow, because she's got the tough skin, right? She's learned to take it, to take the light, to take the pain, to take it. And then here's the one who's led a more pampered existence. But again, blending the two sides of the feminine, coming into two planes of existence here. And again, with the first two cards being the heart fire of the one of magician embodiment and taking off with the flame, the third flame, and the ethereal touch, being gentle in the heart of the moment. And that, look at us, so red. In the heart of the moment is the underlying energy of the tower moment, which is the sudden event, the epiphany, the orgasm in sex. The heart of the moment where all the blood rushes in with the Ace of Wands, all right? And then this is coming up as the sacred convergence of the twins, okay? And being gentle to the touch, very sensual. And what else wanted to come up? So I have to read that to you here. I'm not going to read the butterfly because that's pretty obvious about the transformation. But I do want to read the 16. All right, heart of the moment. You're entering a time in your life where past and future are colliding. In this present moment, you have a powerful opportunity to decide how you wish to continue in a certain pattern of relating or not. This may mean leaving a relationship or starting a new one. But even if you cannot yet make that decision with peace in your heart, you can still partake of the heart of this moment and decide how you shall choose to be. Will you speak? And that came up as one of the definitions in the code line today, speak, where God was saying that. You shall choose to be. Will you speak? Will you choose to let go of shame and criticism, of judgment and anxiety, of loss and despair, and just be with your own heart now? Will you choose in this moment to trust yourself, even if that trust says you have to wait a while longer before you can make a more long-term decision? This is a time when you can alter your future, stepping in a relationship with another, with the divine, with yourself, in a new way. Even the smallest choice for love is a step in the best direction. You have the heart of the divine within you. It's not too hard for you to choose love. Let go of the people who want you to choose jealousy or fear or doubt. Their games are not nearly as fun. Choose love, and who knows, maybe they'll join your party instead. This oracle brings you a message. You are in transition zone in your life and relationships. It is one moment that will manifest as many opportunities, where one choice will open up many pathways to fulfillment for you. We always have the chance to create our future with our present choices, but at this time, you're in an especially fertile karmic period, having just come out of a cycle of learning and about to enter into a new cycle. This is the time to be willing to take a chance or a risk to be happy within yourself, no matter what is going on around you. Your life is about to take a karmic turn, and you can feel peace in that knowing. Love provides the opportunity to express the core essence of our very nature. It touches us at a level of feeling beyond the human norm and renders our beings incapable of a feeling with greater depth or wonder. Love is the fabric of life. It is the substance that holds it all together, and the magic that opens the unknown. It's the quality that speaks to our soul, that opens our heart, that excites our spirit and allows us in its presence to become something greater than ourselves, something more than we are alone. And there you go. And Her Grace came up right after that one. The heart of the moment. I actually have to read you the ancient ones too, because that was the first card out. The ancient ones is your spiritual growth is now acknowledged and witnessed by heavenly ones that see beyond time and space into the reality of your soul. Do not lose heart if your spirituality is not fully acknowledged, understood, or appreciated by those around you in the physical world as yet. Though they may love you, it is most likely that their vision is still bound by time and space, and they cannot see into the very real gains that you have made in the subtle worlds, where all true spiritual growth begins. So the ancient ones reach out to you and bring this message. We see you, beloved. We honor your growth. It is real. It is palpable, and soon it will manifest fully in the physical world with breathtaking beauty. We honor your light. Namaste. This oracle brings guidance that you've taken a leap in personal growth. If you're still testing it in the physical world, trying to translate your inner changes into outer experiences, take heed. It's only a matter of time before you see reflected back to you in your physical world what you have become within, and you will see it mirrored back to you in the eyes of those around you in sacred relationship too. Here's wishing you some sunshine the day after the rain. Here's a hug of understanding when life seems filled with pain. Here's knowing that emotion, like wind, blows many ways, and our course will seem more certain with the dawn of each new day. Rise and be love, you guys. Make sure you drink your water, get your rest. Breathe. Get your joy and get your nature, and be patient. Never let anyone rush you. And as always, guys, remember to rise and be love. All is well.